What if I told you one twin got better results in half the gym time? I'm talking lean muscle, strength, jump power from 20-minute EMS workouts while their twin hit the gym. That EMS versus weights debate, is it legit or just lazy? In this video, you'll see exactly when EMS beats the gym, when traditional weights win, and how to combine both safely. You'll see the viral twin challenges, the RCTs, and the real-world protocol I use with clients who want serious results in less time. And everything I say, you'll see in a study, a stat, or a measurement behind it. This isn't hype, this is evidence you can train on. EMS, or electrical muscle stimulation, uses an external current to contract your muscles. For us, it's whole body EMS, a suit that targets all major muscle groups at once, controlled by your trainer. It's about 20 minutes per session, twice a week. That's the international standard for supervised use. But here's what EMS is not. It's not HIIT, it's not cardio, and it's not something you throw on and max out on your first day. If you skip the ramp up phase and crank the intensity too soon, you could spike creatine kinase and risk rhabdomyolysis, especially if you're untrained. That's why a 2023 expert guideline recommends at least 8 to 10 familiarization sessions before going full intensity. And we follow that exactly. Here's the simple protocol we use at ActiveWave. Session 1 to 3, controlled intensity, full body impulse. 48 to 72 hours between sessions. Hydrate well, log your RPE, and don't stack EMS over sore muscles. Ramp up slowly. This is a neuromuscular tool, not a burnout circuit. So before we get into the twin challenges or muscle gains, you know the ground rules. Now, let's talk results. What the twin studies actually showed and what they didn't. Let's start with what everyone saw on YouTube or Instagram. Those EMS versus weightlifting twin challenges. They're fun to watch, but they are not clinical trials. The most famous one came from a German show called Quarks. Identical twins. One trained with EMS, the other hit the gym. And in 6 weeks, both made visible changes. But no control group, no body comp scans, no published numbers. Great visuals, not real science. Another one from Galaxis went longer, 12 weeks with actual before and after stats. The EMS twin dropped from 15.7 to 14.4 body fat and gained half a kilo of lean mass. The non-EMS twin dropped to 12.7% and gained over 3 kilos of lean mass. But even they said it, this wasn't a scientific test. The twin who lifted started with more body fat and had more room to improve. So yeah, the visuals are great, but let's not confuse a blog series with a randomized trial. Let's see what the actual science says about EMS versus conventional lifting. Let's zoom out from the twins and zoom into the actual science comparing EMS to lifting. First, the most cited randomized controlled trial, Kemmler 2016. This one followed 48 untrained men for 16 weeks. Half used whole body EMS twice a week for 20 minutes. The other did high intensity resistance training with weights roughly twice the weekly time. Both groups trained major muscle groups, both improved strength and lean mass. But the key finding, no significant difference in results, even though EMS took less than half the time. In other words, the EMS group made similar progress with less time. Then you've got a 2021 meta-analysis that found the same pattern. Whole body EMS improves muscle strength, lean mass, and function about the same as conventional resistance training in non-athletes. Especially for people with joint issues or limited time, EMS delivers similar gains without the heavy mechanical load or skill requirement. So why does it work? EMS bypasses the brain's normal recruitment order. It activates larger, fast-twitch motor units first. That's one reason it works so well for strength and hypertrophy. High threshold recruitment with moderate load. And since it hits up to 10 major muscle groups at once, you get a high-density training effect that's great for general fitness. So here's the bottom line for general users. Lean mass, EMS and lifting are statistically equivalent. General strength, both improve full body strength. Time efficiency, EMS wins. Joint load, EMS is a lower impact and joint friendly. But lifting still has major advantages. Skill transfer, you can't get better at a squat without squatting. max output, EMS doesn't build the same intermuscular coordination. Progressive overload, weights let you fine-tune overload. EMS does as well, but it's slightly different. So yes, EMS can build strength and muscle, especially if you're short on time or need a joint-friendly option. But when it comes to true 1-rep maxes, that's where EMS alone starts to fall short. Here's why EMS works straight from the physiology. Electrical impulses hit motor nerves, and the large diameter axons respond first. That means fast switch fibers get recruited early, especially the ones near the surface. EMS fires those motor units all at once, not in a rotation like your brain does. The result is a big force at low joint load. Great for strength and hypertrophy, especially eccentric and high-speed concentric work. But here's the limit for barbell 1-rep max strength. EMS has a superficial bias. It's harder to hit the deeper stabilizers. Firing is synchronous and fixed, so you don't train rate coding or agonist-antagonistic timing under heavy load. And you're not training the stretch shortening cycle that dynamic lifts rely on. You can fix that by pairing EMS with movement, and you should. When you combine EMS with ballistic or plyometric work, jump metrics improve. That's because you're teaching the stretch shortening timing your nervous system needs. So the takeaway isn't that EMS can't transfer, it's that EMS builds the high threshold capacity, while heavy task-specific practice calibrates the deep recruitment and sequencing for a true 1-rep max. Let's keep it real for a second. EMS isn't perfect and neither is weight training. Here's how you actually decide. Pick EMS if you want to be strong, athletic, and muscular without living in the gym. If you got joint sensitivity, a tight schedule, or just want to move better, it's ideal. The data's clear. Comparable strength and lean mass gains in a fraction of the time with way less joint stress. The fine print, access is limited. You need a studio or a trainer setup. Not all units have equal output. It costs more per session. You can't do it daily. You need 48 to 72 hours between sessions. And some people just don't love the feeling. But if you can manage all of that, EMS only can be a complete training system. Pick weights if you love the process. Chase barbell PRs or want control over your program. Gyms are everywhere. Cheaper, and you can train anytime. The trade-off is more time, more joint load, and higher skill demand. If EMS isn't available or it's out of budget, go with weights. But if you have access and it feels better, there's no reason to leave EMS. You can track your progress just like these studies did. Waist to hip, lean mass, jump height, RPE, not just a 1-rep max. For me personally, I'm EMS only. I'm strong, athletic, and pain-free, and I train a fraction of what I used to, plus my body feels way better after my workouts. If you want to feel and move better while building muscle efficiently, that's your lane. If you want training advice with receipts, not hype, subscribe for detailed breakdowns like this. Then start here, EMS training for beginners. If you're ready to build, watch Can You Build Muscle with EMS Training.